How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some scary video clips that can't be explained. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content just like this.
Many of the scary video clips that make their way into circulation are set in the darkness of a forest or inside of abandoned buildings late at night. When watching this footage, we can console ourselves by insisting we'd never wander into such an eerie location. However, when terrifying things begin to happen in a brightly lit office, we realise that none of us are truly safe from the paranormal. This frightening video shows footage from a surveillance camera in an office building in Syria. The room is a typical open-plan office. There are numerous desks around the room, bright red office chairs, and paperwork cluttering most of the desktops. After a few seconds, a man enters and takes a seat at one of the desks. He begins to work, the empty office quiet around him. Suddenly, a chair sitting in front of a nearby desk begins to move. As he is alone, the man is clearly baffled. He studies the chair hesitantly for a few moments. While his back is turned, another chair pushes away from its desk. Just as the man seems ready to brush it off as a trick of the light, the papers on his desk suddenly erupt into the air. The video ends before we can catch a glimpse of the man's reaction to this unusual haunting. Love to get your opinions on this one in the comments section below. What could be more innocent than a man taking a break from his day to enjoy a quick lunch? In this case, a quick bite to eat ends up turning into one of the internet's scary video clips that seem to defy explanation. The live leak video shows a man sitting behind a glass countertop in a store somewhere in China. The footage from the video most likely came from a security camera. In the short video, the man glances away for a moment, leaving his cup of noodles on the glass counter. Suddenly, the entire cup of noodles shoots into the air in a violent explosion. The food splatters onto the countertop as the man watches in horror. He attempts to examine the cup but seems completely perplexed as to what could have caused the bizarre explosion. Those who have watched the video after it hit the internet have a few theories that they believe could explain the incident. One theory is that the man put the hot cup on top of his cell phone, causing the battery to overheat and explode. However, when the man picks up the cup, it's clear that there's nothing under it. Another theory is that the hot plastic of the cup against the cool glass of the counter created a strong suction between the two surfaces. After the suction built up to a sufficient level, it shot the cup into the air. Of course, other viewers believe that there is only one plausible explanation, that an angry poltergeist took out its frustration on an innocent man's lunch. An eerie, translucent figure has been filmed walking down a street in the UK in the dark of night. The clip, which was posted by Facebook user Anne Alston, was caught on CCTV in Milford Haven, Wales, very early in the morning. The footage shows a strange see-through figure appear in the middle of an empty street. It seems to materialise out of thin air and begin walking from behind a pole on the street. Whatever the entity is, it looks to have a head and body and moves in a walking motion. As the figure passes from left to right, it then completely vanishes from view. Alston, who posted the clip, claims that the entity has been seen before in a similar spot, but there's never been evidence until now. After the video went live, dozens of comments poured in attempting to explain the bizarre event. The majority say it has to be a ghost and are struggling to explain it otherwise. Some think it could be evidence of a time traveler or an interdimensional being slipping between realities. More grounded opinions believe it's simply a glitch in the security footage or just an outright fake. I'll throw this one out to you in the audience. What do you think this fascinating piece of footage has captured? Some of the best scary video clips come from our Slapped Ham fans. For example, this video submitted by Midas Wilder is enough to give anyone the creeps. Wilder is a paranormal investigator living in Georgia in the United States. He grew up with an insane asylum in his backyard. The asylum, the Central State Hospital, was once the largest mental asylum in the world. Who knows what disturbed spirits could be still lingering on the hospital grounds. At the start of the video, Wilder indicates that he began filming when he realised that the abandoned building had numerous lights on late at night. With no staff or patients, it seems quite bizarre that the building would be lit up. The video shows Wilder approaching the building, getting numerous shots of the building's windows awash with light. If it hadn't been for the fact that the building was abandoned, nothing would seem out of the ordinary. In fact, nothing in the footage is particularly alarming at first glance. However, a closer look reveals something disturbing. As Wilder and his crew explore, the camera picks up something odd. The dark silhouette of a person standing at one of the windows. The shape of the silhouette clearly reveals it to be a human inside the building. But who could it have been? A trespasser would be unlikely to have turned on all the lights, and someone making an official visit probably wouldn't do so at night. Is it possible that this strange video has captured evidence of a former patient whose soul still lingers at the abandoned asylum? The town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania in the United States has a reputation for being one of the most haunted cities in the world. This small town was the site of one of the bloodiest battles in the American Civil War, and stories of lingering spirits abound both on and off the battlefield. Given its violent and paranormal history, it isn't surprising that ghost hunters regularly visit Gettysburg to attempt to capture scary video clips of their very own. In this video, ghost hunter TC Ballinger sets up cameras at numerous locations around Gettysburg, hoping to capture footage of one of the battlefield's many ghosts. At first, the video is entirely still, filming the empty portion of the battlefield in the dim light. Then, near a small tree, something begins to move. At times, the entity appears to be draped in white. At others, it's merely a blur. It appears and disappears around the tree a few times, with no place close by where it could have hidden. The entity almost appears to be caught in a loop, straightening up from a crouch, peeking around the trunk of the tree as if getting ready to run out from behind it, and then completely disappearing. At other times in the video, there's clearly transparent figures walking among the trees. Because of the entity's similarity to a person wearing a sheet, many are prepared to dismiss the video as a fake. However, this theory doesn't explain how the figure could disappear and return to its starting location over and over. Creepier still, a second, unrelated video was taken in the exact same location 2 years later. The clip, which was posted by S3A Monkeys, shows a very similar entity, crouching, then standing and walking from behind the same tree. This motion also seems to repeat in a loop too, just like the first piece of footage. Is it possible that these videos have captured the lingering spirit of a long-dead Civil War casualty? This highly unsettling video was uploaded to Facebook by Kisa Saram. The people who were unfortunate enough to live through these events were clearly terrified of what the camera managed to capture. The video begins in the middle of the action. A toy is filmed floating in the air. As the camera moves away, the toy flies through the air and strikes one of the petrified witnesses. At the same time, another toy rapidly slides across the floor towards the cameraman. The terrified family begins praying to God for help and decides to call a local holy man to come to their rescue. As the family waits, the situation becomes tense. The cameraman and the young boy who was struck by the toy begin arguing. The boy storms out of the room. Soon after, the camera picks up strange grunting sounds.
Người ta đi lấy nè. Người ta sẽ đi.
When the cameraman goes to check on the boy, he is shocked by what he finds. The boy is perched with his hands and feet on the toilet, bent backwards in a disturbing and unnatural angle. The other man attempts to restrain the boy before the video suddenly cuts out. It's unclear how the situation was resolved. Closed-circuit cameras are evidently a goldmine for scary video clips. This video, submitted by Slaptham fan MJ San Diego, depicts some very strange events in a churchyard in Angeles City in the Philippines. At the start of the video, all is quiet in the churchyard late at night. The only light comes from a street lamp. The clip gets strange, however, when the light begins to reflect off something unusual: a mysterious figure moving across the churchyard. Despite what skeptics may claim, this figure is unlikely to be an ordinary passerby. Its movements are erratic, almost as if it's dancing. It also appears to be wearing some sort of robe that appears both bright white and awash in shadows at various points in the footage. Near the end of the clip, the strange entity seems to vanish into thin air. One theory that could shed some light on the strange entity revolves around the Encanto, mythical human-like spirits that are believed to exist in the Philippines. The Encanto are not necessarily good or bad. Their appearance can result in either amazing good luck or devastating tragedy. They look similar to humans, but anyone who's seen one agrees that there's something different about the feeling they elicit. It's unclear if this video depicts an Encanto, but if so, the congregation of this church had better hope that it brings good luck along with it. Before we get to that number one spot and take a look at a ghostly entity passing through a metal gate, remember to hit that subscribe button and tickle the bell icon. That way you'll be in the loop about all our latest content. This terrifying video was posted to Facebook by Gino Sheepers. It was recorded on a security camera in Cape Town, South Africa. Many of the viewers of the video are certain that it depicts a ghost. The setting of the video appears to be the courtyard of a house or building. There's a tall fence surrounding the property to keep out intruders. Unfortunately, fences are no match for spirits. A few seconds into the video, an oblong oval moves onto the screen. It's white but very transparent. The entity moves across the yard and up to the gate. After a few seconds, it easily passes through the metal and continues along the other side. Some viewers have claimed that the entity is merely a light reflection. However, midway through the video, the entity disappears behind one of the fence posts, only to appear again on the other side. This movement would be uncharacteristic of a light blur. No one can be certain what this entity is, but they'll be surely keeping a close eye on their security cameras from now on.
If you want to see some more creepy clips, and check out that video on the top there. Otherwise, there's a paranormal playlist there you can binge on for hours. Leave us a comment down below which one of these clips scared you the most. Hit that thumbs up button as well if you enjoyed the episode. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time. Peace!